We are now live.
Committee Clerk, Chairman speaking. It's 10 AM. I intend starting the meeting.
Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to this meeting of Strategic Licensing Committee of the 15th of July 2020. I'm Councillor Keith Roberts, Chair of the committee. I'm obliged to inform you that this meeting is being live streamed and recorded. Members of the public will be able to hear the audio of the meeting and view the papers shown on the screen. This meeting is being held using remote technology, and should any committee members experience technical difficulties during the meeting, they should immediately contact the designated IT officer on the number they have already been supplied with. Everyone is requested to mute their microphones unless asked to speak. Please only use the chat function to indicate the desire to speak. Do not use it for anything else, so that it is clear who is asking to speak, and the debate has to be heard by those listening to the audio feed. As Chair, I will interpret the Council's existing standing orders in light of the requirements of remote participation, with advice from the Monitoring Officer prior to making a ruling. At the start of the meeting, I will ask members of the committee to confirm their presence and any disclosable peculiar interests they have in any of the items on the agenda. I will ask everyone that speaks during the meeting, including members of the committee and officers, to introduce themselves each time before they speak. This is so those listening know who is speaking. We now carry out a roll call and disclosable peculiar interests. Members are reminded to disclose any peculiar interest in any matters to be discussed which is not included in the register of interests, and leave a meeting prior to the matter being discussed. I'll now read out each member's name and ask them to confirm their presence and confirm if they have any interests. And myself, I'm present as Chair and I have no interests. Simon Jones.
Simon Jones, Vice Chair of the committee, and I have no interests.
Thank you. Peter Adams. Not present by the sound, but Roy Allcroft.
Present, no pecuniary interests.
Thank you. Claire Ospinall. No response. Rob Gittins.
Present, Chair, and no interests.
Thank you. Nigel Hartin.
Yeah, yes, thank you, Chair. Present and no interest to declare.
Thank you. Paul Milner.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Present and no interests.
Thank you. Pam Mosley.
Present, no interest to declare.
Thank you. Kevin Pardy. Kevin Pardy.
He is present, Chair, but he's having technical difficulties, I think.
Okay, thank you. Viv Parry. Robert Tyndall. And Dave Tremelian.
Present, no interest.
Thank you. I shall now turn to the items on the agenda. Firstly is apologies. Clerk.
Chair, we've had apologies from Councillors Nick Hignett and Les Winwood.
Thank you. Now go to item number 2. I move that the minutes of the Strategic Licensing Committee held on the 17th of July 2020 as circulated with the agenda papers be signed as a correct record. Can I have a seconder, please?
I'll second that. That's Simon Jones.
Thank you. I will now accept these minutes as a true record unless anyone else indicates differently.
Chair,
Yeah.
I was present at the meeting but couldn't get to speak, so I was at that meeting. I maybe be them into holiday, but I had no sign, no way to talk.
Okay, thanks for that. We can amend your presence. Kevin Pardy, are you with us now, speech-wise? Kevin? No, not getting him. Might now go to item 3, public question times. There are no public questions. Then move on to item 4, which we've already covered, disclosable peculiar interests. And now we move on to exclusion of the press and public. I move that in accordance with the provisions of Schedule 12A, Local Government Act 1972 and paragraph 10.4 brackets 3 of the Council's access to information procedure rules, the public and press be excluded for the consideration of the remaining business.
I'll second that, Councillor Allcroft.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Now take the vote, and the committee officer will read out the names of the committee members present and who are entitled to vote on this item, and then confirm the result of the vote. I'm for, and over to the committee officer.
Thank you. Councillor Simon Jones.
For.
Councillor Roy Aldcroft.
For.
Councillor Rob Gittins.
For.
Councillor Nigel Hartin.
For.
Councillor Paul Milner.
For.
Councillor Pam Mosley.
For.
Councillor Kevin Pardy. I still think he's having technical problems. Councillor Dave Tremellan. Councillor Dave Tremellan.
For, sorry for that. I was having trouble finding my mute button.
Thank you. That's carried unanimously, Chair.
Thank you for that. Right, so we confirm that we're happy with that. We now go on to item 6.
We just need to close